Hey guys, and welcome to my very first Minecraft tutorial video. It's on Pixelmon 3.5.1 and I will be teaching you guys how to breed perfect Pokemon. So there are many steps to doing this. You have capturing the Pokemon, finding the right items to breed the Pokemon. On servers it's usually easier because you can just buy them off other players or just find them in the server. Sometimes server shops would actually sell them. And then you've got making the environment so you can proceed with the breeding. As you can see here, I have loads of breeding environments, and then you're gonna need to EV train. The longest process is actually breeding the Pokemon, and if it's your first egg group Pokemon, it's going to take even longer than what it can take. I'll post links down below here for egg groups and breeding environments. What an egg group essentially is, if two Pokemon, like say Jolteon and Ninetales, are in the same egg group, okay, let's pick a male and a female. So there you go, Leafeon and Ninetales, they can breed together because they're in the field group together. So yeah, you always get the Pokemon that is female, so you always get 9 Vulpix in this situation, no matter how many eggs you get from these two. So for a very beginners, the first thing you're going to want to do, I'm going to use Vulpix in this tutorial, and the first thing you'd want to do is capture a Vulpix. I've already got a Vulpix ready here. Capture a Vulpix, and it's got to have 31 IVSs. Now, what IVS is it allows the stats to be higher if the IVS is high. So the lowest it can be is 1, and the highest is 31. If it's got 31 IVSs, then it's going to be the best it can possibly be, and if it's got 1, it's going to be the worst it can possibly be, not including nature. Nature we'll get into in a bit. So let's say I've gone out and captured a few Vulpixes, and I finally got this Vulpix. I've been checking. You always got to check every IVSs of the Vulpix. So capture this Vulpix, and oh look, it has 31 IVs in HP. That is what you want to look for. You want to capture especially if it's your first one, you want to capture 31 in every single stat except attack, because you don't need attacks. You don't need 31 in attack on Vulpix unless you want it to be a physical attacker. In that case, you don't want 31 in special attack. But in my case, I'm going to do 31 in special attack. Let's say, yeah, just call that Vulpix, and that's yay, step 1 done. Next step would be to capture the next Vulpix or anything in the field matching egg group, and name this Vulpix just for the tutorial purposes. And let's pretend when I do IVS 3, because 3 is a slot number, let's pretend it only has special attack. It only has special attack, nothing else. No, none of that, and none of that. It's all, everything else is not 31 except that. Let's pretend that. What you want to do is, we're going to get into items now. Yeah, this is going to be a lot to take in if it's your first time watching. So yeah, what you want to do is let me get rid of these silly items. So you're gonna want to collect these items. These are your first step for breeding perfect items, along with a destiny knot. What these items do is passes down that 31 IVs onto the egg, and because we captured a Vulpix with HP, we're going to take down the power weight, because that passes down the HP, and the EV that has special attack, which is a power lens, and we're going to put them on the right Pokemon. So that one on HP, and that for the special attack. When you put them, you've got to put them in your PC first, and then you can put them in a breeder. On some servers, I've got to mention, they don't allow you to do the IVS command at all. Some allow only donors to use it. On the server I'm on right now, anyone can use it. Defaults and novices, which are the 2 free ranks. So yeah, you want to manage your, you want to place a breeder in the center of your breeding environment, and you want to manage it and put in your 2 Pokemon that you want to produce an egg with. Now again, because the Vulpix is the female, it's going to produce a Vulpix. Usually you would have to wait half an hour, about that time, maybe less, maybe more, to get the egg. What I'm going to show you is the purpose of these 2 items, which you can get from random boss loots or drop parties, special events. And what they do is if you hold the golden hourglass and click the ranch block, it skips a breeding stage. There are 6 breeding stages. And yeah, so again, if I press it again, you can see it skips a breeding stage because the colour of the hearts change. Now the silver hourglass is a sort of downgrade version of the golden hourglass, and what it does, it individually boosts the stats of 1 of the 2 Pokemon. So as you can see, Eevee's going up while the Vulpix is going down. When it's got the red hearts like Eevee has, that means it's finished and it's ready to produce an egg, but they've both got to have red hearts for the egg to actually be produced. So let's make this one red as well. So yeah, now we should have an egg. See? An egg. And this egg should have 31 IVs in HP and special attack. Perfect. So yeah, that's step 1. So you've bred 2 Pokemon with 31 IVs, and you put the right items on them, and when you get the egg, it should have the right stats. And that's step 1. So let's take them out of the breeder. So yeah, it's you keep repeating this process. Actually, it changes. So let's pretend that Eevee again. This Eevee. Let's pretend it's the Vulpix that we've been breeding. So so it's got 30. It's got 4 31 IVs. The way it works. So the way you get more on it, so you can get the 3rd and then the 4th, is you'd have to capture another egg, matching egg group Pokemon with 31 IVs. Let's say defense. You'd grab the defense one, and then the Destiny Knot, because the Destiny Knot passes down 5 IVs. So as you can see, the Vulpix has 13 IVs. For this purpose, I'm going to show you how all of these change. 31s will stay, but that will change to 13 because I'm going to be putting this on there just to show you how it actually passes that down. Okay, so put the Destiny Knot on Eevee and then the defense on that. Let's put these items back, and let's just grab this, put the Pokemon in the PC again. So yeah, you don't want to do it this way because you don't want to make the IVs worse. This is just for demonstration purposes to show you how you pass on, once you've got more than 2 IVs in one Pokemon, how you pass down 3, 4 to 5. Oh yeah, I've got to put the Pokemon in first, haven't I? So yeah, spam that. There you go, claim the egg. If I do IVS 3, there you go, it's got 13 from the Vulpix, 13. And oh, it doesn't always pass the 31s down. It can be tricky sometimes. So if I do it again and claim the egg, this one might be better. Nope. Yeah, you're going to see how many eggs this will take and how long it will take. But once you've got a perfect field group, you can breed with any field group and it will be really fast. There you go. So you got 3 31s, and then the one we changed that used to be 31, that is 13. But you notice it's always 13. And that will always be passed down. So once you get this down to 5 IVs, so I don't think I actually have any spare 5 IV Pokemons. I think they're all yeah, I do actually. So once you get it to 5 IVs, what you want to do is, let me take the items off these Pokemon. I'm going to use my 9,000 in this example. So I'm going to grab my 9,000 out of my PC and chuck these guys here. As you can see, it's got 5 IVs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you're going to do is right click on it. Let's pretend this nature wasn't timid, but I wanted it to be timid. I would have to breed it with a male Pokemon that has a timid nature. And if this male Pokemon has 31 IVs, it tends to help with the offspring. So again, these two can breed. Actually, I've got yeah. So see what nature Flareon's got. So yeah, it's got timid. So that's the nature we want, boy, and that's it. So you're going to want to put the destiny knot. Oh, let's use that destiny knot and the everstone. So you put the everstone on the one with the nature you want, and then you put the destiny knot on the Pokemon with all the IVs, and then you just got to put it back in the breeder, keep breeding until you get a 5 IV Pokemon, and when you hatch it, it should have the nature as long as this Pokemon that's holding the Everstone has the nature you want. It always 100% passes down nature. So yeah, that's pretty much that breeding. It's a very long process. Caesar's on fire. Yeah. So once you get to that stage, let's say you got your 5 IV Pokemon, and it's got the nature you want it. So that is what you'd consider a perfect Pokemon. What you do afterwards with your perfect Pokemon, let me put this back in here. That's not supposed to be that side. It's supposed to be this. Oh, it's supposed to be over here. So I've already EV trained it. If I do EVS, then the slot number it is. There's a little trick you can do to get it to 101%. But what you want to do is let me grab a Pokemon quickly that doesn't have the right stats. Oh, that doesn't have 0. It has 0 EVSs. So I'll just out of the blue grab this Porygon. Pretty sure it has no EVS. There you go, no EVS. And how you train it is, let's say I want the special attack on my Porygon to be EV trained. You do it obviously on the Pokemon that you just bred. I'm just using the Porygon as an example. And what this would do is when you battle a Numel, it will give you 1 IV plus 4 IVs because you're holding this. That gives extra 4 special attack EVs. And you want to battle the Pokemon and keep killing it until you get 252. And you want to do it again in another stat, say speed. You can kill Magikarp or Diglets and make it hold the power anchor. And you would want to get it to 252. Usually when you get 250, you take the power item off and then you kill 2 first stage Pokemons. And yeah, and you don't want it to go above 252. It can go up to 255. If you get up to 255, you've messed it up, and you can't. We could do that, but it would be pointless because you've got 3 pointless IVs wasted on them. What you want to do once you get those 252 is you want to get your next stat, defense, and you want to kill 2 first stage Pokemons or 1 second stage Pokemon, so it has 2 IVs, and then you're going to want to put one of these on it, say a Iron. And what that would do is give 10 IV points in that area, and that's what actually makes it go over 100% to 101%, because you're sort of cheating the system a little bit. So yeah, that's how you do that. The good thing about fire type Pokemon with the ability Flame Body is when you're running around with your eggs trying to hatch them, is they'll hatch 2 times quicker. So you get Pokemon much quicker. As you can see, my Porygon just hatched. My beautiful hot Porygon. Yeah, actually, talking about Porygon, if we go back, breeding genderless Pokemon is the hardest thing because you would have to capture a Ditto with 31 IVs in each stat for it to actually get 31 in that stat. But the same ladder technique is the same. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics of breeding. It's a lot to consume in one go. If you guys have got any question, feel free to ask. Pop them in the comments section below. I will link the server I'm playing on in the description too, along with the promised links for the breeding environments and egg groups. Just to note, breeding environments have different points. I think it's from 1 to 4. 1 would be the slowest way of breeding Pokemon, and 4 would be the best. Very little amount of blocks actually give 4 points. Very small amount of blocks give 4 points. These goals give 4 points, cakes give 3 points, and netherite give 2. That's just an example. So yeah, and also another tip that I can probably give is never put more than 2 Pokemon in a breeding area. You want to put 2 in and just leave it. And if you want to breed more Pokemon, put another launch block on top like this and just continue the ladder up, and that's the best way to do it in my opinion. And that's about it. So yeah, feel free to leave comments, ask any questions, want any other tutorials of me to cover in English. If you want me to do tutorials of anything else Pixelmon related, I can do that. And yeah, hope you guys have fun reading Pokemon and then destroying the crap out of everyone when you battle your new Pokemon. So yeah, farewell.